Test, test, test. Testing, testicles, testicles. Welcome, everyone, to episode 762 of the Daily Mother Swole, the most muscular Swolecast, Beardcast, Broadcast, Gamecast, Mancast, Pimpcast, Sleazecast, Slaycast, and Taintcast in the realm, because when I flex, you flex, we all flex our biceps. Welcome, everyone, to the Quadcast. Welcome on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, and of course, Twitch. Twitch.tv/Swolenormous for all those sick gains, live streaming, amazing audio, amazing video everywhere, as many places as I can possibly be. Why is my Wi-Fi on? Hopefully the connection stay. All right, I just had to turn my Wi-Fi off. Hopefully we're all staying connected because I don't want anything to be sacrificed by Papa Swole's little flub. Hold on there. Okay, welcome everyone to episode 762. Happy Thursday, Throwback Thursday episode today. I've been getting some really good feedback on the throwback concept and the throwback ideas. And what I want to do was start tapping into some of the previous episodes and the content, which we've done before, right? We've gone over topics multiple times. We've talked about them in different ways. We've broken them down in different concepts and different context. But I want to go back to straight with a title, straight to one of the actual episodes, and talk specifically about not the episode, but about the topic that this episode is about. And this one is, are you actually hungry? Are you actually hungry? The Double Tap Throwback Thursday. Double Tap Throwback. Of course, I got to throw my little twist on there. And this is episode 8. So how many of you have listened to some of the earlier podcasts? How many of you have gone through, if you want to find the older videos and the older podcasts, you can go to two places that you're going to find every single episode, and that's YouTube and SoundCloud are going to have everything. Apple Podcasts will have, they only sync up, I think, a few hundred. So I think on Apple Podcast, it only goes back to the 400s or something thereabouts. Someone mentioned to me that it goes back to 400 something. It doesn't sync up all 762 of them, but SoundCloud has them all and YouTube has them all, or pretty much all of them. Maybe once in a while there's a video that didn't go through or something like that, but you get all the podcasts on SoundCloud. So this is number 8. So if you want to go back after this one and do your little throwback and do your homework, you can go back to episode 8 and check on that. So what's going on Instagram? What's a good word? Bro Chacho, always hungry. Born hungry and die hungry. Like, I think my last dying words are going to be, I'm hungry. Like in the cat, like on my deathbed, right? I'm going to be, I'm hungry. Like, is there any more bacon? And then boom, just face plant. It's gonna be like my last thing. Or I'm going to trip and like break my neck, like going to the kitchen, like hobbling when I'm 155 years old, because Papa Swole is going to live to be 155. 150, just 150. I want to have like I want to just get there so I'm 100. How old are you, bruh? I'm 100 years old. I'm 100 years old. I'm Papa Swole. Good here. What's up, Kevin on YouTube? Genevieve, Michelle, Eric Dean, Michael on Facebook, Mickey, Tobias. I love saying Tobias. Robert, Dennis. Cool. We got the whole crew. What's going on Instagram? Bacon. Fuck yeah. I've been catching up on SoundCloud. Good. Genevieve. Good morning. I love the topic today. I feel hungrier this morning than usual and ask myself, are you actually more hungry or just thirsty? I seem to stop and think about it more now. Cool. We're just, so you already have, you already lived this episode. G, you already lived this whole episode. What's up, Steve? What's up, Papa Swolio? Not too much, man. We're talking hunger. So let's get right into it. Welcome everyone that's coming in the door right now. And a couple of good things. I just went to, let me just give you a little summary of my morning. I went to the eye doctor. I just got to check up because I need to go and get my eyes redid. I had like contacts maybe like 15, 16 years ago, and I never really wore them because they were sliding around. They didn't fit my eyes that good, and I just kind of fell out of it. So rather than being on the squint patrol, I was like, all right, I got to finally go and get my shit done, because I'm always looking at freaking screens and I don't want to keep squinting and affecting my, eye health and the musculature in my eyes and things like that. So I just got some really comfortable fucking contacts. This is not a sponsored episode. by the way, but no, they feel great because I had some I was trying on last week and I was just like, I don't know if you ever saw, I don't know if you might not have noticed it. In my videos, I felt like I was like blinking and, it was getting dried out a lot, but these are amazing. They're amazing. The technology. I know it's been like 15, 16 years, but just amazing, like how different all of a sudden the tech can get, with just creating these lenses you just put on your fucking eye. Eventually, hungry as fuck, got a pork loin salad in the making. Ooh, bro, Chacho, do you believe Fitbits are accurate for tracking calories? I don't see how they could be. I don't think that's relevant, really. I really don't. I really don't. I think if you need a Fitbit to keep your fitness in check, you have other issues. If you need a Fitbit, no one needs that shit. I'm not a believer in that kind of stuff. I mean, I know this fitness tech that's coming out. I don't think I've never used it. I've never used it. I don't see how anything on your wrist is going to accurately tell you how you mobilize and how you burn calories and what's really going on. If you figure out the basics, like the real stuff that a Fitbit can't tell you in terms of like inflammatory foods and you program your training properly, you don't need one of those things. People have been getting fit and living long, healthy lives long before they made a bracelet that gave you a number. I mean, the steppers, and when you walk, like, how many steps did you take today? Cool. Eh, I think a lot of people wear the Fitbits just because they want a nice watch and they want to spend a lot of money for it. They don't want to pay for an Apple Watch or something, so they get a little Fitbit. It'll get better. It'll get better. I don't know about the accuracy. I would never trust something like that. It's just not necessary. So much of my content, my workshops, my online trainings, you're just looking at the wrong direction. If you're worried about counting calories and how many calories you're consuming, you're already looking at it the wrong way. So fundamentally, you need to go back did people wear to get fat, Fitbit or for attention seekers? It's funny when you start thinking about weight loss and losing weight and how long it takes to gain weight and how quickly people want it to go away. It's like, well, it takes years to build up. It's going to take equally as long or a significant portion of that time to lose what you've acquired. Yeah, I think they're overrated. I think they're cool gadgets. I think they probably look good, they feel good, they're comfortable, they have cool features, but that doesn't make you more fit. Oh, no, Eric, no, you're going camping, no cell signal. That's unacceptable. You gotta bring your own satellite for the Swole, your Swole satellite. That's cool, have fun with the fam. So let's talk about the actually hungry episode. So episode 8 talked about the hunger mechanism and the thirst mechanism, and I think I touched upon this in one of the recent episodes the other day about what your body is telling you. So if we go back and we talk about the Fitbit, we talk about calories, we talk about counting calories, and then we talk about how do you get your body off counting calories? Well, your body sends signals. We've been talking about hormones lately. We've been talking about the endocrine system, and hormones, like I mentioned, are just chemical messengers, kind of like emails. Your body sends an email from, let's say, the brain, let's say a gland, let's say, whatever. Let's just say the brain triggers the release of a hormone that gets sent to the liver or the pancreas, right? It sends an email, sends a text message. That hormone, that chemical, that little molecule will connect kind of like a key and a lock on that organ. And then it's going to trigger the pancreas or the liver to do something. So that's what a hormone is. It's not a specific one thing, it could be many different things that these different glands around the body, the endocrine system, secretes, and the brain can trigger that. Other glands and other hormones can trigger other hormones and so forth. So your body has this very detailed, very in-depth, very complicated, and very sophisticated messaging system in order to regulate hunger, thirst, temperature, all these different things, right? So when it comes to being hungry, your body has a thirst mechanism. When you're thirsty, your body has a thirst mechanism. Your body will tell you when it's thirsty, right? You're going to feel dry mouth, you're going to feel thirsty, and you're going to want to drink water. When you ignore that, and we ignore that often because we get used to just going without water. We just get used to that slowly over time. Now, remember, we've been also talking about how the body is an adaptation machine. When it comes to training, when it comes to nutrition, your body adapts, 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 adapts. Your body is going to adapt to the stress, adapt to your diet, adapt to whatever you're doing. So when you drink less water, your body adapts to consuming less water. And if you resist drinking water, if you're drinking a lot of soda, a lot of coffee, you're not drinking enough straight water, your body will realize that when it triggers the thirst mechanism, Papa Swolio doesn't drink water. So as a result, over time, my body will stop signaling that thirst mechanism. It will stop letting me know that it's thirsty because it knows nothing's going to come of it, essentially. Why trigger a response or why trigger an impulse or why trigger this series of events if nothing is going to come of it? And your body is very intelligent. If you're not going to be drinking water by sending the signal, it's going to find another way. It's survival, it's adaptation, like we've talked about. It's just adaptation. So, what the body will do is it will start elevating the activity of that hormone in terms of the hunger. Your body will start sending more signals around hunger. You'll start feeling hungry when you're actually thirsty because you're getting moisture from food or you're drinking fluids while you're eating. So your body will get what it needs or get more of what it needs when you start eating food. And what starts to happen is you lose track and you lose connection with that thirst mechanism and you forget that thirst is the most important. Get a lot of people always asking about calories, about Fitbits, about macros, severely underestimating how important, how much volume of water you need every single day. Now, adaptation to drinking less water is a survival mechanism. It doesn't mean you can't survive on less water, but if you want to thrive and lose body fat and build muscle and be healthy and take a thrive, one of those stupid cliches, but it is true. If you want to take the offensive with your fitness, you need to give your body all the tools. You can't just be surviving on half the water that you require. You need to give your body sufficient hydration. So if you're doing performance and you're living in, warm temperature climates like I am in Florida, you need to hydrate properly. You need to be getting tons and tons and tons and tons of water. So if you're not drinking enough water, if you're not drinking enough water, your body is going to literally shut down and stop using. It's like a road. You start shipping things down a road as a dead end, your body's going to stop shipping things down that road. It's going to take the other road. So your body will let you know that you're hungry when in fact your body wants water. And that's a very interesting concept that it might take some time for you to wrap your head around. But it's very logical when you think about the effect of it. Your body wants fluid. Your body wants hydration. It doesn't really care how it gets it, whether it's food or water. It really doesn't. It does, but it doesn't. Okay, you're not going to drink, you jabroni. All right, then you're hungry. And unless you're eating completely crusty, brittle, dry, dusty toast, you're getting some moisture in your food. So when you eat meat or you have vegetables that are moist or you have fruit, you're getting water and your body will get some of that water. It's not necessarily sufficient or it's not maybe as much as you should be having if you're trying to lose body fat and get rid of extra water retention and be healthier or whatever, but it's going to help you survive. Now remember, number one, survival. And there's such a focus on nutrition. There's such a focus on nutrition, but like the food and the calories and the macros, like I mentioned. But what about the hydration? Literally, you can't go more than a few days without drinking water. You're going to fucking die. Yet we're all obsessed with the food, the calories, how much protein. You can go 2 or 3 weeks probably without eating and still live. Not well. I mean, everyone's going to be different. I'm not recommending it, but there's a reason why fasting is a thing. And there's a reason why intermittent fasting or fasting for a couple days or water fasting, there's a reason why that exists. When you're drinking water, you're living. You have a much better chance of survival when you're hydrated than rather just eating without having fluid. So hydration is extremely important. It's actually a primary. It's the number one important thing for your body. And when you prioritize your water and you put that number one, you put that ahead, then it puts everything more into perspective. So next time you feel hungry, I want you to drink water first. That's going to help you reset your thirst mechanism, and it's going to help your body balance out and figure out exactly. So if you're really more thirsty than hungry, you won't feel quite so hungry 10 or 15 minutes after you drink your few glasses of water, your liter of water, whatever it is, and then you will actually eat to what you require. And you'll flush out some extra, and you'll probably lose weight or you'll maintain. Now, this depends on what your goal is. If you're trying to shred up or lose weight, then you can adjust your calories accordingly, but it will help you reach that balance point. So if you're cutting out inflammatory foods, if you're drinking sufficient water, and not just drinking sufficient water throughout the, overall in the day, but drinking sufficient water throughout the day. So if you're eating lunch or lunchtime, you want to be hydrating just before and throughout the morning, so that way you have your proper thirst mechanism engaged and your hunger mechanism is telling you the truth. So we need to reset our communication with our body and make sure our body is telling us the truth. We want to make sure our body is telling us what's really going on, because if it's not, then we're going to overeat and we're going to eat too many calories because we're really hungry and we're really thirsty, and your body is compensating by elevating the hunger, the desire for calories. And then we end up eating 500 calories when we really only needed 250, and we're just thirsty too. So then we're eating double the calories, and we eventually gain weight. So how many extra calories does it take to gain weight? Like, we gain weight slowly over the course of months and years. You don't just wake up next week, "Oh, I gained 50 pounds." No, you gain a couple pounds or a pound a week or a couple pounds a week. You gain 1 pound a week, you're gaining 50 pounds over the course of a year. That's a lot of weight to gain. That's a lot of body fat. And it doesn't take that much extra every day to add up to a pound a week of body fat, especially if you're not exercising, because then your body has nowhere to use these calories. Your body has no use for them. You're not expending energy. You're not repairing tissue. Your body doesn't have any use for these building blocks. You're not using them to repair. Water, coffee, bone broth, and occasional beer is my liquid fuel. Huh. Well, honestly, what I've been doing lately, I haven't been doing intermittent fasting, but I drink my coffee. I do a lot of liquids in my diet. And it's hard in the morning because I love water. I hydrate a ton. I love coffee and I love bone broth. So I've been doing almost like kind of like a liquid diet for the majority of the day in the beginning, and then I eat later on. So I'm not really intermittent fasting. I've kind of been trying this and playing it out. I kind of like a liquid diet until the, afternoon or evening. And so far it's been kind of cool. It's been working out. You stay full because you're drinking, but I'm also getting nutrients. I'm getting a lot of nutrients with the bone broth, and I'm getting some calories from my coffee and stuff, and my, oils and my butter. So I'm getting calories, so it's not really a straight real fast, but I'm just drinking a lot of fluids, more fluids and more liquid stuff earlier in the day. And plus, don't forget, when you're sleeping at night, you're slowly dehydrating, right? You're not drinking while you sleep, so you're dehydrated. That's why a lot of times if you go and you look in the bathroom first thing in the morning, you look really lean because you're dehydrated. That's why it's the best time to measure yourself. You wake up, you go to the bathroom, number 1, number 2, pee and poo, and then you weigh yourself, and it's the most accurate because it's the most consistent you can measure, on a regular basis. Like in 2 weeks, you weigh yourself first thing in the morning, like it's consistent. It doesn't base off what you ate during the day, because if, Monday you might have had certain foods or certain meals, and then Friday you might have had certain foods and certain meals, and it's going to skew the results. You can't weigh yourself in the evening. You have to do it first thing in the morning. Ken Becker on Facebook. I try to do 20 ounces per hour, except 2 hours before sleep. Yeah, you don't want to be pissing all night. It can affect your sleep if you're getting up every few minutes or every couple hours to pee. Drinking my gallon a day for a couple weeks now, is shocked at the difference. Big difference. Plus in skin quality too, you'll have less breakouts. You'll have better skin. Your skin's more hydrated. You have more water. Imagine having extra water, right? Water and then extra water, a little bit extra so your body has money in the bank, right? Your body has it can do what it needs to with the water. If you just give your body less or maybe just enough, it might have to, spend resources wisely. Now, the body isn't like a freaking, it's not necessarily reappropriating, but it's going to send the water where it's needed the most to survive. And survival is not the same as I want to look a certain way. Survival is not aesthetics. Your body wants your heart to be beating, your brain to be functioning. It wants you to be literally alive tomorrow. That's the base goal. Now, your body would like you to be moving. Your body would like you to be in motion. Your body would like you to be strong, but those aren't requirements to live at a fundamental level. So, survival and adaptation is the most important thing. And if you want to thrive and you want to look a certain way, then you're taking it to the next level. That's why it's like, well, you don't need that much water to survive. Of course not. Of course, you don't need a gallon of water to survive. But we're not talking about nomads 1,000 years ago. Well, cavemen didn't get a gallon of water. Yeah, well, cavemen also weren't worried about having six-pack abs. They were hiding from fucking dinosaurs. No, not really. Like saber-toothed tigers, whatever animals that were hunting them, big ones, and there weren't roads and things like they were everywhere, right? So you have to think about what survival was. That was survival, and that was evolution before humans. We didn't really maybe didn't have language. We're just kind of just starting being humans. And now we have aesthetics. I want to look a certain way. Well, it's different than surviving. It's different than evolution. We're looking for frilly things, and that changes the game. And that's what I've said throughout this series, throughout the Daily Swole, ever since we started talking and doing these podcasts. We have to realize the difference between looking a certain way and being healthy. There is a difference. How you look and aesthetics does not equal health. Health is different than how you look, and you have to weigh the benefits from what you choose, because everyone that's taking anabolic steroids today and everyone that's taking all this shit and injecting, do they look good? I'm not going to deny it. They look good, right? You have muscles, you look lean, you're shredded. Everyone would be like, wow, that guy looks good. Or, that's subjective. But if you think, wow, that looks really good, doesn't mean it's healthy. And it's not healthy to get to 3, 4, 5% body fat. It's not a healthy position for the body. People are passing out and fainting on stage all the time, cramping up. Like they're a lot of stress for the body, a lot of stress on the heart, a lot of stress on the glands, a lot of stress on the organs, a lot of stress on the muscles and the tendons, the psychological. It's very taxing on the body. So it's not the same. So when we say health and fitness, it's like, all right, well, the health and fitness industry is it's the most bullshit phrase, because the health and fitness industry isn't about health and fitness. It's about making money. It's about selling supplements. It's about selling false hopes and being like, hey, this is, what you want. You want abs, you want a physique. It's not health and fitness. And that's in many ways, and that depends too. It also depends. So, I mean, some people could be really healthy at 10%. Other people could be really healthy at 20%. You have to define that. So when someone says healthy, you have to kind of almost ask them before you continue the conversation, well, what do you define health as? And I often try to do that. Well, I want to look good. That means, right? That's what we call a general goal. Hey, I want to look good. Well, what does that mean? Because for me, looking good is like maybe or maybe not grooming my beard. Like, I don't care. Some people, I know some guys that are like more, their style, and they want to make sure, oh, I would never leave the house. I'm going to make sure my beard looks good. I don't give a shit. Like right now, I didn't do anything to it. It's like wavy, sleep face, whatever. I just woke up. I started doing stuff. I don't care. Like, I'm going to go out like this. I just don't care. Some people will just groom that, they have to have it all shaped and shaved. They wouldn't leave the house, right? You get some people that will get dressed up to go to the supermarket. I just don't care. Hi, Gabriel on Instagram, getting the poop out of the beard. Yeah, all that poop that gets stuck in my beard. All that poop that gets stuck in my beard. You know what's funny? The other day, I was doing some work on the toilet, and I had to get, I was like just tightening. There's like like some kind of like leak. I was changing like the gaskets or something like that. And I was down there and I'm thinking, if there's ever a time where I'll probably get some like poop remnants will be in my beard, it'll be now. I was like down by the side of the toilet bowl. I'm like thinking, fuck, I probably do have poop in my beard now. But when you take a shower, you wash the poop out, right? If you do have poop in your beard, if you're showering, there's no poop. There's no poop. There's no poop in my beard. I promise. I promise. Very, very, very low poo percentage, low feces. Papa Swolio's beard comes with low feces count. I feel if you go healthy, you'll get the looks. That's what the shift should be. If you go after doing the right things, right? Eliminating the inflammatory foods, you start paying attention to what you're eating. You're meditating, you're stretching, you're doing your mobility, your yoga, you're doing the exercise the right way. You're focusing on what you want out of your life and what you really want, and you're being realistic with your goals. And you're doing things the right way, a lot of times you'll lose the weight and you'll get the abs. And then you can start tweaking things and progressing it there. But we think about the end point, building bigger, arms and abs and this, and that's great. But if you're not thinking about the proper things first, it's going to be a real struggle. You're going to get frustrated. And chances are you won't get there because you are reaching for the end goal rather than setting up the proper checkpoints and the habits that are going to get you there long term, because it's going to take you months and years. So if you don't have the discipline and the organization, the time management, you don't have the scheduling, you don't have the priorities set straight in your daily life with your nutrition and with going to the gym, and you don't have that base discipline and consistency, you're not going to get there anyway. So just thinking about, I want to get going to the gym and curling, I want to get big arms. That's not where it starts. That's not where it starts. If you're training hard for years and you're lifting right and you're doing the right programming, you're doing your negatives and all these different things and different strategies, which we'll talk about in, one of my upcoming programs. Like this is that's the next level after getting all the other stuff with the nutrition and with your consistency down. Doesn't matter what you want if you don't have the groundwork in place to make sure that that happens. So you have to step back and kind of like, rewind and then do what it takes every day. So that's where people get frustrated. And we talked about yesterday, no, on one of my YouTube videos, one of my favorite quotes that I have. I'm not sure if anyone else said this, but I said this and I put on a card, and it's one of the oldest cards I ever created. Uh, this is when people quit. So anytime you have those like low points, anytime you have one of those low moments where you feel discouraged, you think, well, this is when people quit. This is when people quit. This moment is when people quit. This moment exists. This moment right now where I feel down, where I feel sluggish, I feel like I'm hitting a fucking roadblock. When I feel in the dumps, this is when people quit. That's the moment you have to think about that. Well, the reason why people quit is for moments like this. When you're in the minute, when you're in that moment, right? When you're in that moment and you're feeling that, I want you to hit the pause button and I want you to think about what I just said. I want you to think about that quote. This is when people quit. That is when you think about that. Whenever you're having a down moment, whenever you're feeling like shit, whenever you have that period of doubt, anything low mood, anything that's just, you're feeling shitty, right? You're having a shitty day, you're having a shitty week, a shitty month, whatever is shitty by your standards, right? Things aren't going the way you ideally would like, as they of course will. They will go awry. They will go off the tracks. You think this is when people quit. And those are all the reasons. All those reasons and more are the reasons why people will quit, why people will stop. When they don't see results fast enough, when they don't feel like going, when they lose their job, when they get really busy, when they have kids, they're all excuses for people to quit, all excuses and all reasons to not continue, to not do what you need to do, to not move forward, to not progress. Those are just reasons, reasons after reasons after reasons that you can create for yourself. But every time you have that, because you're going to have that during the day, you're going to have that during the week, you're going to have that during the month, during your year, you're going to have different periods where you have those thoughts of like, fuck, this isn't working. And then you say to yourself, this is when people quit. And then you just don't quit. And that's it. And then you just keep going and you'll get what you want. You'll get there. You'll get there. And there's no guarantee that you will. You can't say, I mean, it's hard to say you'll get there. Papa Swolio said I'd get there and I didn't get there. Well, it depends on your diet and your hard work and your work ethic. Just because you're not quitting doesn't mean you're doing all the right shit. But quitting will absolutely guarantee that you will never get there. That's the only thing. That's the only thing. You're not getting results right now. Well, I'll tell you what. The only way you can guarantee that you'll never get your results is if you stop training, is if you stop paying attention to your nutrition. You want abs? The number one way that will guarantee you never getting abs is quitting. And that in itself is just okay. So you just don't quit. Keep going. That's it. That's all there is. That's all there is. Just not quitting. And of course, dedicating yourself and doing everything else correctly and to the best of your ability. The hardest part is getting to the gym. Once you're there, it's a game. Just getting to the gym. That's like, welcome to my life, man. It's just about me getting there. That's how I work, man. That's how I work. I just get there. I'm at that point. I'm at that point with my life. I'm at that point with my training. I'm at that point with my business. It's just, I make it to the gym. Boom. If I can get there, if I can get some content and film some stuff when I'm there, cool. But like, I get to the gym and I fucking do what I have to do. That's the number one priority for me, is just to get there. I know what I'm gonna do. Like, I know what I would do today if I go. If I don't go, I mean, I'll do yoga, but it's like, just go. Just go, man. Figure it out, right? Just go. Just go. What am I doing on it? Just go. Just go. That's why it's great if you have a program. It's great if you have something laid out for you, but you have to go there still. You have to go, or go to your garage or wherever you have your gym, but you have to just fucking do it. Cavemen also died at 30. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Well, we do have a lot of great medicine and great science and more sanitation and shelter and available nutrition. You just have to know where to look and how to use it. We have a lot of advantages that cavemen didn't have. That's for sure. Consistency and persistence, keeping it real, Swole, for sure, man. Just trying to keep it real. The truth. The truth. That's the truth, yo. Is amino acid better during or after workout? I don't take any of those supplements. I don't take BCAAs. I just eat food. Amino acids are building blocks of protein, and you get tons of them if you eat quality foods. I don't spend money on BCAAs. You can, it's not going to hurt you as far as I know. The only thing that will hurt you or could be potentially dangerous, as far as I'm aware, are the fillers and the artificial sweeteners and all the sugar, if they do sugar or it's like artificial, which is worse in my opinion than sugar in many ways. Anything that's fake is bad. You never want to trick your body. If you're going to give your body sugar, just fucking give it sugar, which isn't necessarily better for your body, but I just don't like tricking the body. I don't like fake stuff, whether it's fake sugar or fake this or fake pizza flavor. If you're gonna eat fucking pizza, stop pretending to eat pizza. Like vegans that have vegan burgers. If you want a burger, then eat a fucking burger. Don't churn up black beans into a patty and pretend like you're eating a burger. Oh, it's a vegan hot dog. No, it's not. You're eating a hot dog and you're just denying the fact that hot dogs are so much better than fucking soy sticks or whatever the fuck you're eating. It's that trickery. It's that trickery, artificial sweeteners. This is lemonade. No, it's not. Or this is lemon. No, it's not. It's not lemon. It's a hard piece of candy. It tastes like lemon, but it's not lemon. Fooling your body doesn't do it any good. So that's the only thing that could be really, something to think about. But I don't take that. I don't take that stuff. I used to. I used to. I'm not trying to be I'm not saying that I never took supplements. I used to take a ton of supplements. Like most dudes. I mean, when I started training, think about this too. I mean, when you with cell phones, right? With phones and shit, we have a lot more access to information. The internet was just kind of like getting started. We didn't even have social stuff. When I started training, when I started lifting, Facebook wasn't even launched yet. And we had it was like the MySpace days, right before Facebook destroyed it. So it was just kind of getting started. So in terms of supplementation, you're lifting weights or reading, it's like, oh, you're taking creatine, you take glutamine, and you take BCAAs and ZMA and branched chain amino acids. Then you take EAAs, essential amino acids, and you took this powder, and then you took that. And none of it is like really fundamentally bad. I don't know any research that's like BCAAs are bad for you, like they'll hurt you. I mean, they're part of food. The only thing that I could say would be maybe bad are the stuff that they add to them, maybe the stimulants and pre-workouts and all the stuff that isn't really regulated or researched in depth. God, more rain, more random rain, sun showers down here in Florida. So it's usually what they're adding to it. And a lot of these supplements are really just things that we get from food that we are extracting and then concentrating into powders. And they taste like fucking dog shit. So then they add tons of strawberry flavoring or stevia or whatever they try to get you, whatever will help you buy it. Okay. It's much better. It's much more, you're much more likely people are going to buy something that tastes like raspberry lemonade rather than chemical asshole. Like, hey, get your BCAAs now in chemical asshole flavor. Everyone's gonna be like, oh, knocking down the door for that brand new release, the launch of chemical asshole. No one's waiting in line for chemical asshole flavored supplements. If I start a supplement line, it's going to be called that. It's going to be called Chemical Asshole by Swolenormous. It's going to be the most raw fucking shit. You don't like it, then don't fucking take it. I'm going to sell 0 of them. No, I mean, if you're going to take any supplements, I recommend doing them raw, but do the research. Go on PubMed, do your research and see what they're actually based on. A lot of these supplements, by the way, actually have like the study that they're referencing on the label. In some cases, they'll put a little, number one in tiny, and a little superscript, small in one area, and then they'll reference a study or say number one. They'll say check out this website to see the study, and then you have to. No one's going to do it. You go on, then you go on the website, and then they hide it, but the study ends up being like some vague thing that they're basing their claims on. So just know what you're doing, but anytime you're adding stuff to it, just understand that these supplements you're taking, they taste like chemical asshole. So when you drink them or eat them and it tastes like blueberry, it's hard to imagine how the ungodly amounts of sweetener that they put in those supplements. It's tremendous. If you've never had them raw, go ahead, try them. Try them raw and you'll see what I mean, like raw in water, just ugh, like citrulline malate, sour as just fuck. Essential amino acids are probably like literal garbage. BCAAs taste disgusting. The raw, it's gross. It's gross. That's why they hyper flavor all these things because you have to. Otherwise, no one would buy them. However, if you're someone like me who knows better than to suck down all those artificial sweeteners in most cases, I don't care if it's raw. I'll plug my nose and drink it. Jim has s'mores flavor. That's gross. That's gross. Yeah, I wouldn't buy that jabroni's crap. Peddling crap. Uh, does it get you pumped? Does it really? There's so much of a placebo effect with so many of these supplements. It's really hard to gauge whether they work half the time. You really can't tell. Even if you take something and you think it does, it's so hard to judge whether or not it really works for your body. I mean, caffeine works. We know caffeine works. Caffeine is probably the most studied supplement. Creatine is probably right behind it. I mean, I don't know which one's the number one studied, but those classic ones have been out and about. I mean, bottom line, if your nutrition is not good, like really good, like we're talking perfect, like fucking crushing, don't even bother with the supplements. Don't even bother with it. If you're not doing it, like it's a good pre-workout, creatine, glutamine, all that stuff, BCAAs, it's not going to mean a fucking difference if you're not getting all your nutrients from food. If you're not getting your BCAAs from fucking quality protein, it doesn't matter if you're drinking, raspberry BCAA mix during your workout. It's not going to change a fucking thing. That's why it's called a supplement. Supplement is not filling in the gaps. You need to add that in addition to you crushing your nutrition. You got to have your shit dialed in. I'll make a cocktail with beta alanine and creatine and squeeze a lime for taste. Well, that's good. There you go. Yeah, you could use natural sugar. You could drink coffee or an espresso before you work out too. Look, I dog supplements all the time just because the industry. I think we can all agree that the supplement industry is fucking out of control. I'm not saying that some of these things don't work, to some extent. I'm not saying that there aren't some companies out there that are really trying to do it well and are actually doing it well. It's just really hard to be transparent. And it's really hard to really show or to really not have impurities and not be peddling crap that doesn't fucking work. It's just not worth it, in my opinion. Whatever gets you to the gym, though, whatever gets you working out, Like if you're taking some beta alanine or creatine and you're mixing it yourself and you're working out, if you're working out regularly and you're doing all your stuff, it's not really going to be that bad for you. It's more about in some instances we have to talk about the dangers of a supplement. In some cases we have to discuss whether or not a supplement good for you, is good for you, is helping you. And most of you, whether you claim to or not, can't justify or can't quantify the benefit from the supplements you're taking. You can't. You can't measure it. And that's unfortunate. It doesn't mean that they aren't helping you in some respect, but you can't quantify it. So more often than not, people are just pissing money away. Literally and figuratively, you're just wasting money. Like wasting money. And like, look, I mean, if I'm going to the gym and I start taking, something or a supplement, I'm very in tune with my body. I might be able to tell a difference. But at the same time, if you know you're taking a supplement, you know you're taking a supplement. So you're paying attention. Is my heart rate? Do I feel good? Do I feel like more pumped? Or maybe you take a supplement, I'm going to go crush today's workout. Maybe you would have crushed it anyway if you didn't take that beta alanine or you didn't take that citrulline malate. But psychologically, you take something, it's almost like, go juice, like, rah, and you turn into the fucking Hulk and you go to the gym. There's a big psychological component when you go to the gym and you're fucking get hyped up on caffeine and these stimulants, like, you're ready to go fucking crush. But a lot of those supplements are based on caffeine. That's why people get the jitters. That's why people adapt to those pre-workouts because they're heavily based on caffeine. These pre-workouts are like 300, maybe 400 milligrams of caffeine. Do you have any idea how many cups of coffee that is? What's in a cup of coffee? 80 milligrams? I'm guessing. I actually don't know. I guess it depends on, whatever. Let's say it's 5 cups of coffee. Let's just say, right? Or 3 cups of coffee. Oh, who cares? 5, 3, 2. I mean, taking a powder that's going to give you the fucking energy of 3, 4 cups of coffee. Fuck. Plus, fam. Let's say it's 3 cups of coffee. Plus, they're putting other stimulants in. It's not just caffeine. It's yohimbe or whatever else they're fucking putting in. I'm trying to think of like what they're calling it now or what else they're doing. Focus matrix, and they give these little blends and proprietary blends. Bruh. Bruh. That's like a few cups of coffee plus whatever other shit that they haven't tested or checked out yet. Caffeine, I'm fine with coffee. Caffeine, you're also getting when you drink coffee, you're also getting a lot of other things besides just the caffeine. You're getting all the other antioxidants and benefits of coffee itself. So you're not just getting caffeine. When they take caffeine and they extract it and they dehydrate it, it's caffeine anhydrous. It's unhydrated caffeine. It's powdered caffeine. That's just concentrated and extracted. Greg on Facebook, 95 milligrams in an 8-ounce cup of coffee. I think most cups of coffee are measured. I think 6 ounces is considered a cup of coffee, right? So I guess 80 to 95. I guess if you go 6 ounces, it'll probably be about 80. So thank you, Greg. Okay, so I think okay, so I think 90. All right, so like 80 to 90, 80 to 95, 80 to 100, something like that. Well, think about what 300 milligrams of caffeine is. Let's just round it up. Let's say 100. That's 3 cups of coffee. Does he check Instagram comments? Yep, I do. Yes, I do. I'm looking right at it. I check the comments when they're applicable. If it's just like a yeah, then all right. I found gummy worm flavored pre-workout. Gross. Oh, gross. They're flavoring a pre-workout. All right, let's think about that. No, you're fine, bro. I'm just joking with you. Okay, so Ev Dog on YouTube. I found gummy worm flavored pre-workouts. Think about what that means. You're flavoring a pre-workout to taste like sugar molded worms. Like you're creating a pre-workout to taste like fucking sugar. Let me make this pre-workout taste like just fucking compressed sugar. It's like, oh, you're probably better off just eating a handful of gummy worms and going to work out, getting like a sugar rush and then crushing it. Tastes like gummy worms. Ooh. Ooh, can you scroll up? No, just ask me again. I'm not gonna go hunting for it. We're finishing up here anyway. That's what Google said. Well, always trust Google. I would trust Google. Yeah, just drop the comment again. Ooh. Sunda. So everyone sees my little coffee straw. I started doing that so I miss my teeth, so I'm not getting like stained teeth as much. It's gonna help a lot, but it's hard because so it's a stainless steel straw and this little, BPA free. It's, you know, whatever they use for this little tip because otherwise the stainless steel straw gets extremely hot. Will burn the fuck out of your mouth. But it's hard when the coffee is hot because then you take a sip and it's like surprise burning coffee in your mouth. You can't gauge it by like, the how hot it is when you're pouring it. But then it doesn't get in my mustache and it doesn't, you know, soak my teeth so less likely to get the, staining on the teeth. Just a thought if anyone else has that issue, but if you do have a beard, you know what I'm talking about when getting that stash, getting food in there. No poop, but food is common. I have literally dropped pieces of bacon when I was eating it, like a little piece. I'm like, "Oh, shit." It's a bacon catcher. So going back to the original topic, just kinda wrapping this up, are you actually hungry? So if you're just coming into this episode, I highly recommend going back and watching this one again, listening to it, SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts, but also this is a Throwback Thursday special. We're going over a topic that was discussed in episode 8, 008. That's right, the 8th episode of the Daily Swole. Today's episode is reflecting that, and we're talking about the thirst and the hunger mechanism and why, if you're chronically dehydrated, that your hunger mechanism will take over and you'll actually feel hungry when you are actually thirsty, and regulating your calories and your hormones and understanding how many calories you actually need is essential to be exceptionally well hydrated. What's your advice for fat loss when I'm cutting? Like now, does timing and carb timing matter? Probably less than you think. Less than you think. When I'm cutting, does timing for what? And carb timing, less than you think. I mean, I usually have my carbs. I'll have more carbs on training days. I don't know. It's really frustrating. You're frustrating yourself because you're reading what everyone's pushing in your face. I'm more concerned with what you're eating. So right now, before I sign off, drop in the comments now what you're actually eating because I guarantee there's a couple of things I'll be like, well, you shouldn't be eating that. And that might have a lot more to do with you not losing more weight than the timing of your meals. I understand what you mean by meal timing, but there's so many people that have had success with intermittent fasting or fasting completely or eating small meals. I'm starting to think less and less or more and more that it just doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's more about what you eat. And that's why I promote that approach, what you're eating rather than how much and what time and whatnot. It is pouring. You hear that? You probably only hear it when I talk because of my noise gate, but it's like bullets on the window. Calm down, bro. Mother Nature, don't you know? Don't you know that I'm fucking doing a podcast? Damn. I was going to straw my coffee, but I didn't want the smoker lips. What are you talking about? What's smoker lips? From drinking coffee from a straw? What does that mean? What are smoker lips? You can hear the rain? Yeah, it's like it reminds me of Forrest Gump. It's like that big old fat rain, and sometimes it just comes up from the ground. I don't know where it comes from. Big old fat rain. It just raining and raining every day, sometimes from the side. Big old fat rain. Stinging rain, Jenny. While I write you a letter. All right. There's always an issue. Chicken breast, rice, low carb protein bars, and protein bars, wide array of vegetables, beef sticks, and black beans. Bro, you're eating a lot of stuff that's processed, man. Watch some of my videos and stuff on nutrition. Like, like honestly, get rid of the protein bars, get rid of all those bars. I would avoid the black beans, beef sticks. I don't even know what a beef stick is. Chicken breast. Chicken is a commonly antibiotic pumped protein source. I rarely have chicken personally. I think it's more about what you're eating. I think it's more about what you're eating first. Don't worry about the nutrient timing. You got to get your sounds like you need to get your fat up. You're eating very low fat. I don't know where your fat is. You're getting protein bars, chicken breast, black beans, beef sticks. You're not getting enough fat, bro. In my opinion, like a Slim Jim, bro, you got work to do. Fuck your nutrient timing. You got to get your nutrients down first. You know what? I would check out go on Messenger, hit me up on Messenger, and you'll see in my main menu the nutrition workshop. Or you could send me a DM. Watch my videos, but I have a free nutrition workshop. But if you message me on Facebook and you can join the Daily Swole Club, just hit me up on Facebook Messenger, and you'll see in the main menu on Messenger my nutrition workshop. So it's available still, and it'll give you a whole background. You can look up in my on my YouTube channel in terms of the podcast and the show. Look up Swolenormous and inflammatory foods, Swolenormous elimination, Swolenormous. Yeah, just educate yourself more on that and start tweaking those things. I would start there, and then just keep on absorbing the knowledge, and then tweak the foods, like the building blocks you're working with, and then after you got that better and you start seeing progress from that, then you can start looking into like the time is a good meal. Eggs cooked in Kerrygold butter with a dash of avocado oil and MCT is my favorite meal. That's good. That's good. I usually cook my bacon, and then I'll cook my grass-fed beef with kale in the bacon grease afterwards. That's one of the recipes, my kale burgers. I fucking love those things. Google smoker lips. I'd rather bleach my teeth. All right, so how am I getting smoker lips? How am I getting smoker lips from that? I mean, how are you drinking your coffee like this? I'm getting smoker's lips. You mean like dick sucking lips? I don't drink from a straw like that. Just go like this. Yeah, what the fuck are smoker lips? Marnie, I don't know what you're talking about. No one knows what you're talking about. On Instagram, what the fuck are smoker lips? I think I get what you mean. You mean like the wrinkles, like the you probably mean it's probably that move, right? The puckering. Well, I go side saddle. I kind of go, yeah, Jason, those dick sucking lips. Ladies, don't suck too much dick. You're gonna get a lot of wrinkles around your mouth, though. Or guys, hey, whatever floats your boat. We're open minded here on the Daily Swole. We embrace all sexualities. We do the whole LGBT XYZ infinity sign, whatever you are, undecided, questioning, curious, gaining, swollen, yoked. Just gonna that word or that letter, the L LBGT or whatever it is, like it's gonna keep on getting longer and longer. LBGT. It's gonna be like fucking 15 letters in the 10 years. Gains or someone who doesn't who's not questioning, someone who just doesn't have any sexual draw to anything else except like just fucking lifting weights. Just I get like just emotionally and sexually charged by lifting weights, just gaining, just swole. LBGTQS swole. Just huge. Just lifts. He likes guys, he likes girls, he likes both. He just likes to lift. That's the new one. Don't 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 be mean to me. Don't be mean to me. I just like to make gains. Mine don't get smoker lips, they get stretch marks. A good one, Eric. Whose D is straw with? All right, so all right, we're going down that path a little bit. We're going down that path a little bit. Easy, easy. Kat Smith late on joining. Well, Kat just joined into like a windstorm. She just came into like dick sucking lips and that conversation. So if you just caught that part, go back and listen to the context and where that came from. Because just joining now, you're like, what are we discussing here? Where did this show go? Later, bro. Let's see. But it's genetics, elasticity in the skin, and most smokers do not eat healthy or live a healthy life. A very good point, Mickey. Very good point. It's true. It's like all those studies where you're combining, okay, is it better to have a plant-based diet or meat, blah, 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 low fat, high fat? And when you test and you gather people that have been eating meat for years, a lot of times because in the past 20, 30, 40 years, meat has been demonized and fat has been demonized. Now you have these people that have been eating meat their whole lives, but they've also been going against doctors' orders. They've been going against the grain. So they're also usually smokers. They eat fast food. They're sedentary. They don't exercise. So if you're a smoker, that's true. You probably also don't make the best health decisions, right? You're not a vegan smoker. You're not, really, you don't exercise really, really hard and smoke like a chimney. So you're not making a lot of good decisions. Alcohol, who knows what else you're doing. So it's something to keep in mind, right? There's many, many factors. And that's why I'm always talking about the other extraneous factors. Like everyone has their own individuality. You have your own unique approach, whether it's your family, you have 3 kids, you have 1 kid, you have no kids, you have 3 jobs, you have no job, you have 1 job. You work at home, you don't work at home, you commute an hour a day, live right above where you work. It really depends. So everything that I say and all the content we do here, you have to customize your shit. You have to figure out what inspires you and what will get you to the gym and what your schedule is going to be, and then work it to the best of your ability. So that's where you have to customize it. Your schedule is not going to be like my schedule because you don't do what I do. I don't do what you do. We all have the power to change what we do and change our schedule and, in one way or another, but everyone's different. Everyone's goals and interests and aspirations are different. Not everyone wants to have a six pack, but you just want to be healthier. Okay, so you don't really care so much about how you look, but you do want to lift weights to have strength. You do want to lose weight so you're healthier. You want to live longer, but you don't care about having a physique or aesthetics. And that's on you. That's up to you. You don't have to. You don't have to want that. All right. So something to think about. So I hope you enjoyed this throwback episode. I hope you enjoyed this. Remember, go back and check out number 8 if you want to really get into the archives. I highly recommend it. And I'll see everyone tomorrow for episode 763 of the most muscular Swolecast, Beardcast, Broadcast, Gamecast, Mancast in the realm. Because when I flex, you flex. We all flex our biceps. Remember, fam, drink your water. Follow me on social for all the latest. And if you haven't checked out the brand new Driving While Gaining on Winnie the Pooh horror movies, which apparently is coming to a theater near you. You could find it on YouTube and also posted on Facebook. So go there, go to YouTube, give it a like, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you're not subscribed on YouTube, and drop a comment as well. You could also check it out, like I said, on Facebook. So peace, McGee's fam, deuce Magoose, Papa Swolio. Everyone pumping today. Everyone lifts today. Everyone pumps today. That's the rule. Everyone's got to pump.